everybody, this is Ashley. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be decorating for Halloween. So right now I'm just showing you my hutch that I do have in the kitchen. This is the display that I had going on since February, so it's been, you know, a little bit. So this was a quarantine hutch. Anyway, so I'm gonna start with kind of clearing everything off. Right now I'm starting with just moving everything off of the table. Everything that I do have on there right now is kind of all the new stuff that I got this year so far. I just kind of had it on the table because I didn't have anywhere to sit it yet. So I was like, oh, let me make a little display real quick. But I mean, that's only been on there for like, I don't know, a week and a half. Anyway, so like I said, starting with cleaning everything off the table, mainly just so I can have room to take everything off the hutch to put it on the table as I am cleaning it. I'm sure you do notice everything looks so dusty. It looks like I haven't dusted in like an entire year, but honestly, that's only a week worth of dust because I have parakeets that are just dirty. They just make everything dirty. So I have to literally use my little Swiffer dust thing like at least like 4 times a week just to keep that thing clean. I know y'all are probably like, oh my God, that's so nasty, but it is what it is. We have the birds. That's what we do. So although I do have to say it probably been about a week. So it's like a week's worth of dust since I've actually did a clean, just because I knew I was going to be taking everything down, wiping it all off anyways to get ready for Halloween. So yeah, this is just me dusting everything off, getting it ready. All right, so the top part honestly wasn't as dirty as the rest of it. I guess the dust, you know, just kind of more accumulated on the shelves and everything on the shelves versus the top part. So that organized shelf, I set it up there. I got it earlier this year. Didn't know what to do with it quite yet. So I was like, I'll just stick it up there. So of course, me wiping everything down, getting all the dust off, because Lord knows it is dusty. Got to make sure to clean the whole cabinet, not just the top. So this is everything that I took off of the hutch. Okay, so I'm actually headed to Walmart to get a tote box because got to be able to actually put up all of the Rae Dunn that I just took down. I normally have everything split up in like seasons, so I'll have, well, I say seasons, it's more like Christmas, Halloween, and then spring and summer is just whatever, and then, you know, the usual stuff that can just be any time of the year. But yeah, so headed to Walmart right now. Hopefully they have the tote that I want, because I try and have them all to match. So hopefully I find it. Okay, just left Walmart. They had my tote, so I'm super excited about that. That way all my stuff matches. I know it doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. I like to have things organized and shit. And I'm gonna roll by TJ Maxx just to look. Really don't have money to buy anything, but I'm still gonna go and look. Okay, so went into TJ Maxx real quick. They did have a little bit of stuff. They had mostly pumpkins, which I kind of already got most of them. There's a blue pumpkin, or there was 2 blue pumpkins that said Hello Fall, and then it was those like cookie jar type pumpkins. Most of them all said Gather, 1 said Harvest. That was pretty much it for like the fallish section. Over in like the regular section, like year-round Rae Dunn type stuff, there was like a fruit bowl that basically looks like the bread bowl. And I think there was a couple other things. I can't really think of what they were right now. And then I did kind of wander over just to the dog section just because I did see a lot of Halloween toys over there, and I do have an English bulldog that loves her toy box, so I needed to get her something new anyway. She's got a couple of toys that are her all-time favorites that she's had since she was a baby, and you know, she needs new ones like so bad, but anytime, you know, I get her a new one, she still goes back to her old favorites. But I did find the one that's like a pumpkin ball, that I guess it has multiple layers, which I thought was really cool because she is a power chewer. She's a bulldog, so she tears everything up. But I like this one because it did have the multiple layers, so it's like she'll tear off the top clothy layer, and then it's supposed to be like a zombie pumpkin, I guess. And then under that is that like plastic little squishy ball thing that makes a little bit of noise. So I think she'll like it. Other than that, I think that was pretty much it. But yeah, so got her that toy. I didn't get anything else from there. Like I said, didn't really have money to get anything anyway, but honestly, there wasn't anything that I would have wanted anyway because most of it I already have. Anyway, got the tote, got the toy, now heading back home. Okay, just kidding. I'm going straight home. I'm actually gonna look through Michael's real quick and see just what Halloween stuff they do have out. I haven't been over here in a little bit. Last time I was, they really didn't have a whole lot out, so I'm hoping they have like the spooky town out, because last time all they had was the little spot where they normally set up the display. Like they had the spot ready for it, but they hadn't had anything set up yet. Michael's. So I'm gonna go in here and see what they have. Okay guys, so just got out of Michael's, and holy crap, they had so much stuff, and of course I didn't get anything because I ain't got no money right now, but so they definitely had like pretty much all their Halloween out. I don't really see, like, all the shelves were actually like packed, so there weren't really many open spaces. They did of course have the spooky town set up, which is always one of my favorite things to look at. I do have a couple pieces from, you know, a couple years. I don't have too many of them, but I always think they're really fun. There's always so many like new ones. I feel like this year they had a lot more that like moved, I guess, than normal. I feel like most of the time they just light up and sometimes make noise, sometimes don't. But they definitely had a lot more that moved. Not sure which one was my all-time favorite this year, because honestly there's a bunch of them that I really liked. As far as the Halloween stuff, they definitely had a lot of different collections out. They had kind of like, you know, their normal like gothic but chic, like a chic gothic, I guess. They had like a really nice like fortune teller, like mystic collection, which I always felt like they should do more of. Like every year I'm like, oh, they only ever have like 1 or 2 pieces, but this year I feel like they definitely went all out, at least at my Michael's. I don't know how y'all's Michael's are, if y'all normally have that kind of thing. I don't know, this is the first year that mine has had it. They also had a I don't know, they just had like all kinds of stuff that was just really cool. There was this one thing that was, I don't know, it had like a green background. It kind of looked like a Victorian like window type deal. So I think it'd be really cool. Like I really do want to get those. I mean, they had 2 of them. They're probably gonna be sold out by the time I get to go back and actually purchase anything. But I thought they'd be really cool with like a candle or a light behind those. I bet those would just look so cool. Anyway, so they did also have a whole section of like hocus pocusy, like witch kind of vibes. They had like which was really cool. They had a whole what am I trying to think of? Like vintage section, which I really did like a lot of their signs last year, which I mean, I'll be putting them out again this year. Whenever y'all watch me do decorating my living room area, I do like a whole wall that's just all signs. But they did have a couple that I definitely want to come back for if I can, to add to that. But they definitely had a lot more vintage type collection this year than they have had the past couple years. And that's the one thing too, I've always wanted to do like vintage theme stuff, but there's never really enough out there to really make it look like I want it to look. Anyways, they had a lot of different ribbon sections out. I'll say a lot. There was like 2 end caps that had different ribbon, which was pretty nice selection too. They did have, of course, you know, all their regular fall stuff that's not Halloween out. They actually had their little styrofoam pumpkins, like the hard styrofoam ones. They were actually on sale at 40% off, which I thought was pretty cool. Normally I feel, well, then again, the fall stuff's been out for a little bit. But yeah, I didn't really get that much footage of the fall section. I think I was just more excited about the Halloween stuff. But now I'm for real going back to the house. Again, the only thing I got today was the tote box to pack up some of the regular Rae Dunn, and then that one dog toy, which I'm super excited to give her. But yeah, so I will see y'all back at the house.
Hi, Mama. Hi, DJ. Okay, don't mind my floors mopping once I get done doing everything. DJ! Hi, Mama.
Hey.
Okay, Daddy's got it. Daddy's got it.
What's this?
Ooh.
What's this?
What is it, Mama?
Taking a little tail. What's this? Is that for CJ?
Oh.
Is that for CJ? Huh? Yeah?
Give it to her.
Here you go, baby. There you go.
Like, I can't grab it.
That's a new toy. Let's put that in your toy box. Got it?
Her little tail. You like it?
You know what she does?
You like it?
It's gonna be in her toy box later.
Yeah?
Okay, so back at packing everything up with the tote I got. This is just, you know, not everything I ended up wrapping up because there were a couple things that I was going to leave out to decorate with the blah, blah, blah that I was going to use to decorate the hutch with for the Halloween. But for the most part, I ended up just wrapping everything back up. Every time I do buy Rae Dunn, all the paper that, you know, whether it's Michael's, Marshall's, or Marshall's, TJ Maxx, or Home Goods, I always keep the paper that they wrap everything in, because I mean, they give it to you anyway, and why am I going to go and spend money on this basically the same type of paper that they give you? And honestly, if you ask them to wrap extra, they will. That way you just have extra paper. So the collection of Halloween stuff we were bringing down from the attic. Now just have to move everything kind of to the room of which I wanted to have it in. And then of course start unpacking that particular stuff. So the stuff I'm unpacking right now is actually from our trip to Disney World last year during Halloween. I got a couple of things, so you'll see them closer later. Again, just moving stuff to the living room that I know is going to be in the living room, just unpacking everything. All right, so this tote is my Halloween tote of Rae Dunn. So of course, sitting there unpacking everything. I do have like a mixture of some just regular fall, so it's like fall/Halloween. I didn't end up using some of it just because it was more like, to me, more Thanksgiving-y. So whenever I kind of change up my cabinet after Halloween to more just strictly fall/Thanksgiving, then that's when I'll bring those pieces back out. most of the stuff that's in this tote has been from the past, I would say 3 years. So nothing in this tote is from this year, 2020. Everything's basically, you know, the past 2 to 3 years. Honestly, the only things that I've even gotten this year for the new Halloween stuff were a couple of the pumpkins. I just haven't had any luck finding anything in store, and I'm not one. I think I've gone to an opening maybe like 3, maybe 4 times in like the 3 to 4 years that I have been collecting. I just prefer to just kind of find stuff, you know, when I find it. I mean, there are pieces that I'm like, oh my God, I want that so bad. But honestly, I'm not going to pay extra. I'm not going to do that upsell price of people selling on all these websites or whatever. If I find it, I find it, and then yay, because it's more exciting for me that way. A lot of times too, my stepdaughter actually goes looking for me too, because she's out and about a lot more often than I am. So I'm like, well, if you're, you know, in the area of a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls or a Home Goods, stop in and like, let me, you know, FaceTime me if you find anything. And 9 times out of 10, she always does. Actually, most of the Halloween, the actual like black Halloween stuff, she actually found me last year. So she would just FaceTime me and like hold it up and be like, oh my God, what about this one? I'd be like, yes, bring it. So it's pretty cool. Like, you know, that the whole family basically helps me hunt for Rae Dunn, which is pretty cool. Husband does not complain because his thing is like, well, you have your Rae Dunn and I have my guns. So that's just how that goes. And you know, one big happy family that way. Although he likes it too. A lot of times when we do go out shopping, or if he's with me and I'm out hunting, I actually end up getting a lot more hunting whenever he's there with me, because he's like, well, just get it. And I'm like, I don't know, because that, you know, me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend that money. But he's like, just get it, because, you know, if you don't, it's not going to be here and you're going to be mad, and it never fails. It's just how it is. So here's me just kind of putting some stuff on the hutch. I wasn't sure what direction I was going with. I did know that I was going to do like a Nightmare Before Christmas theme going on. So I'm just more trying to get the actual Halloween stuff in the cabinet first. Some of the stuff I ended up not using. Of course, it's just a lot of rearranging. This is actually the next day because I just really, well, one, I didn't realize that my camera had turned off. And 2, I was just kind of done. I was over it. It had been a long day. So I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, I'm just not liking it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take this all back off. I mean, this is how it goes, guys. Like, y'all that decorate, you know, you just end up redoing things like a handful of times before you actually like it. So I was like, all right, I had this old tablecloth, this little vinyl tablecloth. It was like, I don't know, $2-3 from Walmart. I've literally had this thing for probably like 7-8 years, not even kidding you. So I was like, you know what? It'll be perfect for my Nightmare Before Christmas cabinet because it kind of looks like the snake that eats the Christmas tree. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to do that. So again, this is how I always... I'm cheap when it comes to decorating, but somehow it always turns out pretty good. Just taping it to the back of my cabinet, you know, nothing fancy, just regular old, what is it, Scotch tape? Or I don't know, just a regular old office tape. Sticking it on there, straightening it out. I'm like, okay, cool. I like the way that looks. Let me do all the other shelves real quick. So, bam. Okay, so putting stuff back out. Reorganizing. Husband said hello. So this is kind of where I was like, all right, so I'm going to kind of split the shelves up into certain characters. So top shelf is going to be for Sally. Middle shelf, I kind of was more for Jack. And then the bottom shelf is kind of a mixture of a couple different characters, as you'll see as we keep going. Yeah, I did decide to put two of the fall pumpkins in the cabinet. You'll see why in a little bit. All right, so I had made some decals for a couple of the items with my Cricut maker. I don't know why, but the vinyl and the transfer paper that I'll use, I don't know if it's because it's the transfer paper is old. I probably got it over a year ago. I know that shouldn't matter, but I don't know. I was just having a super hard time with it, which I never do. I don't know why it just wasn't cooperating with me. And it's just the Oracle removable vinyl and Oracle transfer tape. The vinyl itself really wasn't giving me that much trouble, but the transfer tape, you'll see in a second, I was just, it was just not working for me. And it was technically like a brand new sheet that I haven't used. I've just had it in my cabinet, which stays in my room, so it's not like it's got heated or anything, but it just was not taking or grabbing any of the vinyl. Like, I just having so much trouble. Like, I was getting so frustrated. I don't know how many little breaks I ended up having to take because it just was not cooperating with me. When I finally did get it, I was like, you know what? I just ended up having to peel the things off of it. Anyway, so I turned this pumpkin candle into it to say Pumpkin King. Yes, the orange does not match, but when you're looking from afar, you cannot tell. Again, this Oogie Boogie one, I'm actually going to be putting on that green pumpkin that you see, since Oogie Boogie kind of has like a green tone to him. I thought that would be kind of cool. Again, you see my struggles with it not transferring to the transfer tape. Like, it didn't matter what I was trying to do. Although I do have to say this one actually worked a lot better than some of the other ones I did, because some of the other ones I literally just peeled off each letter from the vinyl sheet and just placed it onto the transfer tape because it just was not cooperating. They transferred off of the transfer tape super easy. That was no problem. But getting it to actually stick to the transfer tape, that was the issue. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, my frustration, I was like, you know, I'm just going to stop recording there and just stick everything on. So these little LED lights, they're actually little spider LED lights that I got from, I think, the Dollar Tree like 3 years ago. Just kind of sticking them everywhere. Had to put some batteries in 1 or 2 of them, I think. But yeah, just kind of placing them throughout the cabinet. Then this like orange puff stuff, it's not spider web, it's some kind of other stuff that kind of deceived me because I thought I was buying spider web stuff, but when I opened it, it was not spider webby stuff. But yeah, it still worked out cool because like you just pull it and it just all comes apart. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like those skeleton hands there, so I just kind of put them somewhere else. Again, just kind of filling up these bowls, just to make it look a little better, I guess. I mean, it looks okay. I just really wasn't too happy with it, but I was like, whatever. These little bats that I'm putting out, again, I've probably had them for, 6-7 years. I use them every year too, but they're still good to go. And I thought the bats were cool, for Nightmare Before Christmas. Again, Sally's shelf was at the top. All the little plates I thought really matched her aesthetic. And then this is kind of my Pumpkin King Jack shelf. I know the Hocus Pocus doesn't quite fit in with that, but it was too cute not to put in there. And then this shelf is a mixture of a little bit of everything. So the Mayor, Jack, and Oogie Boogie that you'll see in a second. There it is. All right, guys. So thank you for staying and watching my channel. I'll be doing the kitchen table and my coffee nook in the next video. So definitely, if you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and you'll see me in the next one. Thank you.